Hi everyone, welcome to Group D of the Ro16. I'm your caster, Big Fan. Today we're going to have a TVZ, July versus UpMagic. So our turn, UpMagic had quite the interesting 32 games. So we'll see what he's able to do against someone like July. On the other hand, our Zerg, none other than July. His VT is not too bad either. He's not in his prime at this moment in time. He is still quite a formidable opponent. And against someone who's crafty, such as UpMagic, we'll see if he's able to grab the win, advance the next round, to grab the BO3 win, or if it'll be UpMagic. First map is Zodiac, fighting. So our orange Zerg at the 12 o'clock spawn is July. And our blue Terran at the 6 o'clock spawn, it's UpMagic. So they spawn quite the distance away from each other. It's more than likely in such a, especially on this map as well, kind of like Katarina, where there is a bit of a, their distances are long, so to speak, in general. You know, July going for like a 12 hatch opener would not, would probably be the usual for this kind of, for a TVZ as well. Likewise, it wouldn't also be surprising if UpMagic just went for a Rax FE, just to open things up. Now we'll have to wait and see. I do see what looks like the Overlord being made for July, so it's definitely not a 9 pull at this point, and we see the depot coming down from UpMagic. Obviously no proxies or anything, any forward drafts or anything just yet. And the timing is also gone for that stuff as well. So it's more than likely both players will be opening standard. And we see the two drones, yeah, so this is more like going to be a hatch first from July Zerg. Now he will not be scouting UpMagic on with his first Overlord, and even his second will not be scouting as well, but we do see a drone going out to scout. So he definitely wants to know where he has spawned. Now I'm looking at some of the stats here. I believe I saw 3 wins, 5 losses versus Zerg for UpMagic, while for July it was 4 versus 6, so 4 wins, 6 losses. So they are pretty close in terms of win rates. I do see a CC going down. We haven't seen actually the Rax first, so it looks like it's a CC first, unless the Rax was missed. So it's also not a bad idea from UpMagic to pull this off. This is a BO3 series, meaning that, and this is probably one of the longest maps in the map pool. Sure, it's much easier to get away with this kind of stuff, especially if you get scouted second, third, and the pool's only just starting halfway now. You can see the Rax has been started. Yeah, so this was a CC actually first. So this is not a bad play from UpMagic for sure, and the spawns will definitely help him defend any kind of aggression if something was coming his way. Even then, the drone still hasn't even scouted him yet. And you can kind of see what he's doing. He's basically adding a second Rax right away, because he realizes that there is a chance that some aggression may be coming his way. Now the July Zerg's Monker is the god of war, if I'm not mistaken, or something along those lines. So essentially he is well known for the fact that he will basically, he'll go with, so I'll give an example of a game that he played against Hausen on Bluestone, where he basically, his Zergans killed the first group of Marines for Hausen, but then denied the expansion, and then he, instead of just, droning up, he basically just went for extremely aggressive and more Zerglings, so he can basically change on the flip of a dime. So getting a second Rax, quite understandable from my perspective. Now Zerglings are out for July Zerg, and the Overlord did just spot the SCV, so he knows where UpMagic is, so they are heading straight across the map. There should be more than enough Marines to defend this, and the lure is coming in as well, a 348 lure, not a bad timing. So the gas is coming in. Academy no doubt will be made soon, probably in the next minute or so. On a map such as this, I do expect to see usually the usual 3-hatch Mura. So the Spire coming up usually straight away. We'll have to see what how UpMagic plays his TVZ in terms of turret placement, in terms of making sure that his units are where he needs them. But likewise, we'll have to see just how well July can micro his Muras. We just see Quanro do a great job in the previous round. So we have to see if July can kind of mimic that or do better, especially against someone as decent as UpMagic, I would say. UpMagic did make some later rounds in the previous tournaments. Now, second gas is finished. This can definitely give UpMagic some information. Oh, and he even sneaks the SCV in, so he will see the Spire. Yeah, he sees the Spire basically. It's just been planted by July. So this gives him a lot of intel to what expect, and he gets a scout of a lot of the base. Now, ideally, he wouldn't have lost this SCV, but at least he gets a scout and gets an idea of what he should be expecting, the timings as well. Keeping in mind the gas at the expansion is also a giveaway as well. On the other hand, we have to see Stim is no doubt being done. We do see a couple of racks coming up as well, so it's gonna be the 5 racks. I do expect the eBay to come down. Now, keep in mind, this is not the 5 racks plus 1 that was popular back in like the 2018 era, 2018 era, in this post-Casper era, and which obviously did have a role. Now, this was a nice try to do a run-by. So the little draw, so he gets a lot of scanning. He will deny the 1 SCV from building the racks as well, and gets a great shot. So it's not bad from July. He has an idea of what he's up against, and this will basically tell him what kind of approach he wants to take. And this Zergling is also doing a bit more than expected, but the first group of Marines is moving out. So July does not want to lose these slings though, because you need to have something, right? But the Spire is out. The turrets are not up yet, but there is enough time to get them up. So UpMagic still in a decent position, and the third hatch is being taken. The question is, will UpMagic find this third hatch, or will he be running around to a lot of the different mains to try and find it out? Because keep in mind, that third location, there is 2 ramps there, so it'll be hard to defend with 2 lurkers. You'll have to have 4 of them, and obviously that is more of an investment. The Zergans do circumvent the army, and it looks like there's nothing back home. Oh wow, so if July goes in, and I don't think, okay, so there is Marines, so this should be enough. The question is, what is, looks like UpMagic is going to catch this group here, and he's probably going to kill a lot of these, and okay, no, it's not, but the Mules are out, so UpMagic will have to pull back, basically. Terrorists should definitely be up in time. And yeah, so UpMagic it's pretty nice turret placement. We'll have to see how many turrets he has near his CCs as well. So the third base is done. The gas is getting up ASAP for July. We'll have to see if he starts making more and more drones behind this Muras Calaras, as well as, you know, tech up as well, or if he's going to stick to more of the layer Mura all-in kind of builds. Now this is quite a sizable army from UpMagic. I would love, honestly, a bunker at the front, especially if he's planning to move out boldly with Bear. I don't believe he had much units at home, just in case there's a Zergling run-by, because that could do a ton of damage. Now this push is quite aggressive, but UpMagic is controlling this well, and July hasn't really killed much units. Oh, but there is quite a bit of units coming in here as well, so it looks like it's going to be really close. But the target is great from UpMagic, and a lot of units are going down, so UpMagic will come out victorious here. And killing a lot of these Mulisks, especially with the chance for them to intercept like dropships in the late game, because, you know, if the game goes long, they are really good, and the potential for harass. That's definitely puts July in a worse position. Now, losing these medics isn't really great, but he's only lost 1, so not the end of the world, and he has quite a sizable army left over. Now, that third base, I don't believe we saw a Hydra Den or anything along those lines just yet. All we see is more and more Mutas. I would be interested to see if there's any upgrades on those, or at least take get a look into July's base to see what his plan is, to see if he's added any extra structures, or if he's just making non-stop Mutas. Now, one thing here is there is honestly quite a bit of Muras left, and it looks like UpMagic doesn't know yet where July's base is, but there is an SCV. Oh, and it gets scouted now, and you can kind of see there is barely any units here. So I do wonder if we'll be seeing +1 armor coming for the Muralisks, because that third is pretty spare. So it looks like July is just making use over and over. But there is quite a size of an M&M, and this is not a good engagement for him to take. July has to pull back. He is trying to buy probably some time to get more units, but honestly, losing the Muralisks earlier on, a lot of his Zergons was definitely a bad thing, and you can see he's just making non-stop units after unit production. So UpMagic just have control of the game. Now this could be a nice run by. You can see there's barely any units here, but the Muralisks number is extremely low, and there is still 5 racks pumping. So while this will do some damage, I don't think this is the end of the world. Honestly, this is only just to buy more and more time for July. Now the first thing is gonna be sniped, and this is definitely a huge win for him. But again, you can see there is a lot of production here, basically, and a lot of those units are now injured as well. So this means that the next move out from UpMagic is going to be pretty brutal to hold. So UpMagic has been playing this pretty well, especially with +1 is finished as well. It's going to even make them stronger. Now we'll have to see if the armor is done on the Murals, because I can see again just more and more Mura production. So Muramak is not bad from July, but he basically can't engage once the whole army is there, because that Marion Prob is extremely hard to micro against. Now this is probably a big assault. UpMagic should be okay. There is enough here to defend this, but July is still doing a fantastic job. But there is more Murals moving in from the back. Keep in mind, a lot of these Murals do have low health as well. So fantastically done by July. But again, he's only on the 6 Murals, and a lot of these are low health as well. So I still again favor UpMagic's position. And you know, with the 7, 8 tracks pumping, he's going to have non-stop Marines. And there you go, 2 Murals are down to 6 Murals again. First vessel is coming in as well. You can see Irradiate is being researched at about 11 o'clock. Not too bad. Something that would really honestly be good is dropship, because he can see, he gets a scan off, he sees it's the lair, so he has no concern regarding any defilers or anything coming in. A drop into the main base can be great to draw the Murals away and then attack the third, because you have to keep in mind that July will have to split his units up, and that will work into UpMagic's favor. Now this is not bad Murals. You can see there's 3 Murals are finished just from against those couple of Marians, and those other Murals are going to be intercepted as well, and this might just be the game-winning blow, honestly, from UpMagic, because more and more Murals are going down, and it's mostly Zerglings right now. Now this is a nice surround. This actually is a beautiful surround, but there's plenty of Marines here, so this is going to be cleaned up, and we see the GG from July. He has to tap out. So UpMagic played a fantastic game. July's plan wasn't too bad overall either, but UpMagic was just solid overall. So game wins over. UpMagic's our winner. We'll have to see if July is able to win the second match. So match 2 is about to get started. Map is Katrina fighting. So July definitely has to win this, otherwise UpMagic will take the series. So our blue Terran at the 3 o'clock spawn, we have UpMagic. And our Zerg, red Zerg, almost 8 o'clock spawn, we're gonna have July. So I'm pretty interested to see what July will have in store for us. There's a lot of possible strategies on this map that he can employ to his advantage, especially with his playstyle. Likewise, UpMagic can definitely do something like a CC first if he wants on this map, or can just open up more stand like a Raxafi. Now it looks like we see the Overlord more than likely coming in from July there, so that's more than likely going to be at least an overpull or a hatch first at this point. Now the Overlord for July will not be scouting UpMagic first, he'll be scouting towards the 6 o'clock position, and depending on how they both scout with their first workers, then there is a chance that they might not scout each other until around the same time if they move out at the same time, because keep in mind they are basically horizontal spawns, so to speak. We do see UpMagic looks like he's gonna get the racks there, so I think he can definitely make a war there if he likes. And we see the Overlord is going up towards that direction there. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a hats first from July Zerg, not a bad idea. Now we'll have to see when he's going to get the pool as well as his gas, because that'll give us more ideas whether it's going to be a 2-hatch, 3-hatch play, whether and then obviously if things like he wants to go up for like the earlier speed or the lure timing. Looks like the pool is going down as well. Perfect, and we see the gas as well behind it. So it looks like it's going to be a 2-hatch play. Now if you take a look at stats for TVZ on Katrina, it's 13-11 in favor of Terran, so it's pretty close overall, almost 50%. Seems to be pretty balanced. And I can see an SCV is going to the back, so it looks like it was the Rax FE from UpMagic. Definitely a good idea in this case, compared to the hatch followed by pool and gas for our Zerg. And it's interesting to see, looks like, okay, so it looks like UpMagic actually delayed. Usually sometimes you will get them 3 months earlier, or at least usually right after the Rax is done. Sometimes it looks like he actually delayed until he started his depot. Now the SCV is basically scanning the first area. It looks like he's scanning there. He doesn't see anything at the 6 o'clock. Oh, and we see the lure coming first. So it looks like it's going to be to lure into speed for July. UpMagic will obviously is heading that direction, so he will be able to scout this, and that'll give him a lot of intel about what July is doing. It's more than likely July will just get the Spire right after there is finished and go from there. Now it'll be interesting to see if they're going to add a 3rd hatch as the Spire is going down, which is the 2-hatch, a lot of the 2-hatch we see nowadays, or if he's going to go for something else like an in-base 3rd hatch and go for the, you know, flood some lings or with the mirrors or such. And you can basically see looks like, oh, the factory is coming in as well. And this is at 350, so this looks like it might actually potentially be some kind of mech play at this point. Because as you can see, the Rax is not blinking or anything, so he hasn't made past what, the 1 Marine, but I don't even see the Marine there. So I think he's basically might have been cancelled it. No, okay, so there is a Marine there, but it looks like he didn't make past the 1 Marine because he feels that that's enough defense. And he's getting the gas in there. Yeah, so this looks like it's going to be mech play basically. We'll have to see if he's going to add like a flood of factories soon as well as one army too. And what kind of opening he's going to go to. He's going to go for the mines. But keep in mind, because it's more than likely July. I mean, the SCV, I believe it might have gotten killed at this point. So starport coming in. So it's more than likely that's going to be it's either Wraith or might be like a Vulture drop. Now we do see the Spire coming in. The Spire can be really strong against this kind of play depending on what UpMagic decides to do. So what I mean by that is if UpMagic decides to go more Vultures. Oh, but this was definitely bad for. Wow, this is fantastic play by July. So he's going to read the whole situation. He is going to be denying the SCV from building the factory. He knows he has a good idea of what is coming his way. This was pretty bad by UpMagic basically. He did not want to reveal this intel to July because July up till now did not know what UpMagic is up to. He may have had an inkling, especially with the racks not blinking, but this essentially gave him all the information he needs. And it looks like things are still going to be keeping this one Vulture back. So as I was saying, there's always a chance. It looks like this is going to be basically a science facility. So it looks like he might just be aiming for a vessel with Iradia, but as you can see, the mirrors are coming out. And what's his defense for air? I see what looks like a turret building in his main, but does he have anything else? Yeah, 2 turrets basically, and his armor is coming in now. So I don't know about this. I personally feel like he should have gotten the armor a bit earlier, because the mirrors are going to be into his base soon. And if they start, you know, if they're able to deny the SCVs, I mean, you can see they just get in time for the turrets up. So this was really nicely timed by UpMagic, but this is gonna basically force him to sit back and have to build up his army before moving on, like his Goliath count. Otherwise, everything is gonna start losing everything. Now there is 2 vultures running in, so they're gonna get at least a couple of drones. So that's 1 drone. That's gonna be 2 drones at least. 2 drones. Looks like 3 drones are coming down. Probably put a 4th one. Oh no, he faced a 4th one, so only 3. But keep in mind, you can see what I mean. Like, he must have known mirrors are coming, especially considering this map where airplay is quite popular. So I feel like he's honestly just went for Goliath faster, because his starport it's about to go down basically. If he loses this, he's gonna be in trouble. At least the vessel is out, so at least that's a minor win for him. And it looks like he is getting some nice snipes on the drone, so that's gonna be 2 kills, and has 2 more vultures coming in as well. And you can see he's gonna keep running these in over and over. So this is actually doing quite a lot of damage to July's economy, especially with how low his drone count was. So I mean, UpMagic obviously has probably lost his port, and he's going to lose his science facility. But I feel like he should be okay, because he will be able to stabilize. Oh, he needs to actually repair it. He needs to repair it. Okay, wonderfully done, wonderfully done. Losing the starboard was pretty big, honestly, and you can see how many turrets he's had to put up, basically. He's put up a couple of turrets. Now, July just have the advantage that his army is much larger, and honestly, Irradiate is not done just yet, if I'm not mistaken, or I think it's just finished, and there's only 2 Goliath. But at the same time, he's lost a lot of his economy, but he does have a 3rd expansion. Oh, and this Irradiate has been pretty brutal as well. You can see how much damage a lot of these mirrors are. So status-wise, economy-wise, UpMagic definitely has the advantage. But keep in mind, July does have the 3rd hatch on point. Army-wise though, July does have the advantage there. But as long as UpMagic turtles up a bit and builds up his Goliath count, I think he'll be okay, honestly. Economy is extremely important, especially... the economy is extremely important, especially at this point in time. And with July losing so much drones, he has to replenish everything basically. So even if he still has, you know, the 3 hatcheries, that's gonna be a bit of while that he can't make kills. But we do see a lot of zerglings coming in. So it's possible that what July might do is just go for a big bust, honestly, because look at his drone count. It's extremely sparse, and all he's making is zerglings. So he's building up, he's going to go for the big bust. This is extremely important. If UpMagic defends this, he will win. However, there is a lot of zerglings here, and there's only the 4 Goliath. Now that is a nice SV block, but the zerglings are starting to make contact with the Goliath as well. And you can see that there is 2 more Goliath left. The mirrors are almost done as well. Oh, and looks like UpMagic might actually just defend this. Oh wow, this was gotta say, this was a bit unexpected. I figured this would do a bit more damage, but looks like, oh, but there is more and more zerglings coming in. He should get to repairing that racks ASAP, honestly. He needs to repair that ASAP. I don't know why he's not pulling any units there. Just repair, get an SCV there, get the repair done, basically. But it probably because it looks like, yeah, he has enough Goliath in the back. So aside from having the worst economy, July's army is essentially no more. But he is making a lot of zerglings. But so long as this Rax honestly goes down, or at least the Zerglings don't get a good surround on the Zerglings, the Goliath, yeah, on the Goliath I mean, then UpMagic can win this. And you can see, that's a lot of Goliath already. And the Zerglings are barely making even contact. So this is GG. So well played by UpMagic. Losing the starport was unfortunate for him. But he did a great job defending the fallen Mitra attacks, like the harass afterwards, and he's going to be advancing to the next round.